Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be going over the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐻. Now, the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐻 is an insane melee. When this released, this was widely considered to be like the best melee in the game. I still consider it like just an insane melee. For a dagger as well, this thing slaps. And I know I say that about like every weapon, but that's just because every weapon does slap, and if you think it doesn't, then like low key, you don't have a good build. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through the evolutions like we do with all incarnate weapons first. So the incarnate form for this, you reach 5 times combo, heavy attack, activate incarnate form, you get +3 range, plus 40% attack speed. Very, very simple. Also, whenever you jump up into the air, you can like aim slash and you'll send out like a little wave thing. I don't really use it that much, but I know there is a type of build dedicated to that slash specifically. That's not going to be this build, although this build probably will buff that slash, but I'm not really going to talk about that here. So for the second evolution, we're going to be going with attack speed. You can choose whatever you want for this if you think that the attack speed is high enough for you and you're comfortable with, speed as it stands. Feel free to run Auric in Reach. You absolutely can. I don't see anything wrong with either of these options. The main thing is just you're picking one of these two. This one, sure, I guess. I don't know. This evolution is entirely personal preference. It's whatever you want. For evolution 3, uh, I all three of these evolutions are kind of like I I don't know. They're kind of meh. Hawk momentum is kind of cool, I guess, because you can slide a lot and you can pair that with the sprint speed of the previous evolution. I just don't think it's that necessary because if let's put it this way, if you don't have combo, you're not meleeing enough, and also if you don't have combo, then that either means that you're A, not meleeing enough, or B, it means that there's not enough enemies nearby for you to have the combo. And then at that point, you don't really need max combo because obviously you're killing the enemies fast enough where there's none around you. So you should always have max combo, which means this one is kind of useless. You don't really need that. Skyborn Hunter, you're gonna run this if you are running the incarnate form jump aim slash build. If you're running it for that, then you will run Skyborn Hunter. Blade Twister, I just run this because whatever. If you want to have a universal build, you could just run Skyborn Hunter and call it a day. For the fourth evolution, we are going to be running this middle one right here, which is Swooping Lunge on airborne melee kill. You can get plus 50% melee damage for 10 seconds. The other options are on Finisher. You can get 20 combo on Finisher, or Incarnate Imago, which is you can reach a 3 times combo multiplier instead to be able to activate and get the Incarnate form. If you want to activate the Incarnate form faster, be my guest. You can run Incarnate Imago and it'd be fine. The reason why I don't is because this thing builds up combo pretty fast on its own because you're swinging fast, and also it has a ton of range on it. So, yeah. Swooping Lunge, again, just a universal thing. This thing can get airborne melee kills, so if you do that, you're getting an increased 150% damage, which is nice. For the final evolution, we are going to be running Armed Inspiration. Collecting ammo grants 5 melee combo counter. The other options are on Finisher. You can stun aware enemies in a 10-meter radius. Or Blood Anointed on Finisher plus 40% heavy attack efficiency for 40 seconds. Sure. I guess you can run Stunning Brutality if you want. I don't because I don't really see a reason to, but it doesn't mean you can't. Collecting ammo granting 5 melee combo counter is fine, I guess. This thing loves having increased combo, despite the fact that it can just give itself a ton. It can build it up really fast, so I don't really know why it has so many options for combo counter, but sure, we'll go with it. So for the actual build itself, the unique trait on this is you can read it, but the multiplier transforms the weapon into an incarnate form, increasing the range and attack speed, aerial attacks while aim gliding, launch, radiation damage projectiles, and finishers increase damage reduction by 10% up to 4 times, which is nice. You can build this for finishers if you want to do that, and if you want this to be kind of like a uh, damage reduction stat stick, you can do that. It's entirely up to you. One thing that you can do about the build that I actually am going to put a forma on here and show you is you can run either Berserker Fury, or if you want to run something like Blood Rush, you can. It's entirely up to you. This thing has a lot of utility and a lot of different options that you can run with this thing. You might say, oh, this thing already gains range. I don't need, more range. I can take off primed reach and put whatever else, right? It's entirely up to you. If you don't want to run so much crit, then you can have what I just had and run Berserker Fury over Blood Rush, and now you have that. You can mix and match a lot of things here depending on what you think you need and how it feels whenever you use it. So for me, these are the mods that I'm using right here. Feel free to pause at any point and, view what they do, read what they do, everything like that. There's a world where you could absolutely remove Virulent Scourge and put, you know, Prime Fever Strike, and then you could probably remove Berserker Fury and put Weeping Wounds if you want. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with this. Of course, I can't show a build for every single combination, but if you're using this and you're like, man, this thing is swinging really fast and it's almost too fast, which I don't know how that can happen, but let's say that you're like, man, this is way too fast. You can just remove Berserker Fury. And then if you do that, you can now free up that slot to put something else there that you might want instead, like Blood Rush or anything like that. So for the sake of actually just, demonstrations, I'll show you what it does with Berserker Fury, and then I'll show you what it does with Blood Rush, just so you can get a feel of, how that would look. So I'm going to spawn in enemies that are very similar to what you'll see at level cap, just so you can get a feel for how much damage this thing does. And again, just like every melee, it's going to kind of take a second to actually build up. So give it a hot little second here for it to build itself up. Again, like every melee. And they're all dead. So now what we're going to do is we're going to respawn them, and then you're going to get to see how much damage it does when everything is, actually built up and it's fine and it's working and everything is, according to how it should be. So, that's pretty fast. Again, some of you might think that that looks slow. And might I add again, those are like enemies that you'll be facing in level cap. If these were normal enemies, 3 swings and these guys are gone. Like, you're wiping the floor with these enemies like they're nothing. The reason why it seems like it's taking a while is because they're akin to level cap enemies. So, we're going to spawn these guys back in. I'm going to put on Blood Rush, and I'm going to show you how much damage it does with that. Because it could do same amount, it could do less, but we're going to see here, and we're going to see. So, let's go up here. Let's just hit the enemies. Again, builds up combo really fast. So that's what I mean by the whole combo thing. Builds it up insanely fast. I will say there, it does seem like Blood Rush killed faster. So, we're going to spawn them in again, and we're going to see what happens, once it's built up. So, go through. Melee again, everywhere. And they pretty much all evaporate. And I'll show you this on normal baby enemies, so that you can get a feel for how this will kill in something like Steel Path or anything like that. So, spawn these guys in, melee a few times, and they all just kind of die. This thing is strong. This thing is very strong. So, I'm going to leave Blood Rush on. You've seen what it does with both. You can, with both. You can make whatever decision you'd like to do with that. So, without further ado, let's get into the Steel Path gameplay.